Hey everybody, Miss Binns here. I just want to go over how to write linear equations when you're given 2 points. So for this one, whenever you're given 2 points, the first thing you got to do is find the slope. And in order to do that, you have to take the 2 points that you're given. So, okay, you're given 1 point, and you're given another one. So like in this case, for number 1, you're given this one, and then this one, okay? So you're going to take those points, and you're going to plug them into the slope formula. So you have m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And as you can see up here, so y2 would be this one, okay? And then y1, and then you would do your x's next on the bottom. So you do your x2 minus your x1. So you'd go through and solve that. And obviously I'm going to show you guys an example. I'll do 1 and 2 with you, but then you'll be on your own to try the ones on your own. Okay, and then once you find the slope, you're going to plug it in the slope formula. So remember, the slope formula is y minus y1 equals, this is where you're going to plug in that m you just found, and then you're going to do x minus x1. All right, and in order to, let me see. So for your y1 and your x1, you're just going to pick a group, okay? So you can either pick, it into a pen. Okay, you can either pick the first group you're given, or the second group given. It doesn't matter. Those are the numbers that you're going to just pick one of them and plug one in for x, plug it in for y, and then you'll go from there, okay? Just going to get rid of those really quick. Okay, so let's look down at number 1. Okay, so we're given 2 points. So that tells me right off the bat that you have to find your slope. So you have x1, y1, x2, oh, that's not working very well. Whoop. X2, and then y2. So then you're going to take those and you're going to plug them into your slope formula. So you have m equals, remember you're going to do something minus something over into something minus something. So in this case, on the top, you want to plug in your y's. So you have negative 1, so you're going to take y2 minus y1, okay? And when you do that, negative 1 minus 7 gives you negative 8, all right? And then on the bottom, you want to do the same thing. So you have y1 or x1, sorry, x1 minus or x2 minus x1. Okay, so let me just go back really quick just to clear that up. Okay, so on the bottom, do x2, sorry, x2, which is 1, and then minus x1. In this case, it's negative 3. All right, and then with that, the double negatives on the bottom do turn to positive. So then 1 plus 3 gives you 4. And in this case, we have a bigger number on top, so you have to reduce your fraction. So, which is just basically a big division symbol. So you have negative, all right, we got negative 8 technically divided by 4, and that's what the fraction is going to turn out to be. And in this case, it's going to be negative 2. Okay, so then now you're going to take that and you're going to plug it into the slope formula, or the point slope formula, sorry. So you have y minus something equals, let's see, that negative 2 we just found, and then x minus something, kind of leave a blank there, all right? So, and then at this point, this is where you want to pick a group. So in this case, I know we talked about this in class, like sometimes people would pick whichever group has the smaller numbers or which ones are positive. So it's kind of just up to you. In this case, I think this one looks better. So I'm going to take that one and plug it into our equation. So y minus y1, in this case, we're going to use the y. So in this case, negative 1 is what I'm plugging in up here. All right. And then x minus my x, in this case it is the 1, just a 1. All right, and then now you just have to solve it. Okay, so in order to solve this, the front, okay, look at these double negatives, those turn to positives, so nothing's really going to change up front yet. So you have y plus 1 equals, you got to distribute the negative 2. So negative 2 times x, remember you can't do that in your calculator, so you just bring it down. So you have negative 2x. Then you have negative 2 times negative 1. Double negatives turn to positives. 2 times 1 gives you 2. All right, and then from there, the whole point of this is to get y by itself, because remember, we want it to be y equals mx plus b is our final answer, and we want to get y by itself. Okay, so in this case, we need to get y by itself. All right, so in order to do that, oh, too many highlighters. Okay, in order to do that, we have to get rid of this positive 1. So again, if you want to, you can draw the line down the middle, kind of up to you. If you want to see what you do to one side, you have to do the other. So in order to get rid of a positive 1, you have to make it a negative 1. So again, you're going to subtract it from both sides. Okay, these ones cancel. You're left with y equals, which is what we want. Okay, nothing happens in the negative 2x because the negative 1 over here doesn't have an x. So you can't combine those. Okay, so you just bring down the negative 2x. All right, and then 2 minus 1 is just 1. So then this would be your answer for that one. Okay, I'll go through and do number 2 with you as well. So then you have something to go off of and more examples to go off of. Okay, so start by labeling them. It might be helpful. So you have x2. Oh, already messing it up. All right. So this one's x1. This one's y1. You have x2. And you have y2. Okay, so you want to go and you want to plug those into your equation. So you have m equals. Remember, you're going to do something minus something over something minus something. In this case, we want to do y2. So we're going to start with the negative 4. So that's going to go on top. And then minus, oh boy, my pen's freaking out. Okay, there we go. Minus negative 7. So I'm going to put minus negative 7. Okay, and then on the bottom, we're going to do the 3 here minus the negative 6. Okay, so then let's see, put my equal sign in there. These double negatives, again, turn to positives. Okay, so negative 4 plus 7 is going to give you 3. And then 3 plus 6 gives you 9. And again, you can reduce this fraction. You can divide these both by 3. It's supposed to be 3. It's not working in my favor today. Okay. There we go. So we're going to divide this one, both of them, by 3 because they are divisible by 3. So 3 divided by 3 on the top becomes 1. 9 divided by 3 on the bottom becomes 3. So that's our slope for this equation. So then looking back at our formulas up top, so we just did the first part. Now you need to plug it into the point slope formula again. Okay, so you're going to have y minus something equals the m that we just found. So in this case, it is 1 over 3. And then you have x minus something. Again, you want to pick the group. It doesn't matter which group you pick up here. Okay, I'm just going to erase this stuff so you can kind of see them. Again, it's kind of just up to you, what's your preference, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to go with this group just because they're smaller numbers and just kind of easier to work with. So again, y minus your y1, so in this case it's negative 4. And then 1/3 x minus your x, so then you're 3. Okay, and then you need to distribute and solve. All right, so in the front, nothing's going to happen. You got double negatives, change those to positives. So right now, this is just going to stay y plus 4, okay? And then you're going to do 1/3 times x. Remember, you can't do that in your calculator. You can't do a number times a letter in your calculator, so you just rewrite it. So in this case, it's going to be 1 over 3x. And then 1 over 3 times negative 3 is going to be negative 1, okay? And then, let's see. In order to get y by itself again, because remember, the whole point is to get this y by itself, because looking over here, okay, same thing. We need y by itself. So in order to get rid of a positive 4, you got to switch it, make it a negative 4, okay? You do what you do to one side, you got to do the other. So these cancel out over here. Bring down your y. Remember, you can't combine that negative 4 with the 1 over 3x because it doesn't have an x. So this part here is just going to stay the same. That does not look like a 3. Let me just fix that really quick. Oh boy, that's even more terrible. Whoop. Let's see. 3rd time's a charm. Perfect. Okay. And then over here we have negative 1 minus 4. So negative 1 minus 4 is going to give you -5. All right, so that would be your answer for that one. All right, again, these are going to be the most complicated problems when you guys take the quiz on Delta Math. So again, if you need more help, let me know and I would be happy to make another video. All right.